Good morning, traders. What is going on? And happy Casey, hit me with it. Hit me with it, Casey. Happy how many Celsiuses so far? Alpha. I've had one. You would think it was 2 or 3, but I've had one. Yes, that's right, Casey. That is right. It is Hump Day. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Hump Day. August 18th. Ow! Let's go. Let's get fired up. Let's have an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen. The market's starting to warm back up. Oh, yes, it is. The market is starting to warm back up a little bit. What have we been noticing over the last couple weeks? Penny stocks moving, choppy, not consistent, gapping up 15, 30%, closing 40, 50% on the day, and then boom! Out of nowhere, VRPX closing up over 200% on the day, currently gapping up 100% on the day. Low float, good volume, nice gap up, nice movement here in pre-market. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm hungry. The market's been slow the last couple of weeks. I haven't been eating. I've not been eating. I've been eating MRIs. Is that what it is? A military ration? I've been eating more. Now I'm going to the steakhouse. We're going to the steakhouse, baby. Let's eat. Today, we have VRPX currently capping up a little over 100%, trading 10.6 million shares on average. It's an M. Oh, man, I'm just so hyped up. I cannot even figure out the right words. Yes, you are right. It's an MRE, not an MRI. What is wrong with me? MRI is something in the medical field. Yeah, that's where I got it mixed up. MRE. I've been eating like crap lately. The market's been, I'm trying to find a good analogy, guys. I'm not good at analogies. I'm just good at being fired up, getting you guys pumped up, finding amazing opportunities, and locking in some amazing profits. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. But again, guys, I'm excited once again because the market is starting to warm back up. Yesterday was the first day in over 2 weeks that we've seen a stock rip and run and hold its gains and gap up once again substantially in pre-market. That is VRPX. Right now, VRPX is setting the tone for the penny stock market. VRPX is creating more hype, more excitement, bringing more traders in, and we're seeing some amazing opportunity. Yesterday, locking in $1,200. Keeping it small, because again, I still wasn't trusting the market on day one, but seeing the fact that VRPX is now gapping up, it's ripping, it's running, it's moving, it's up 100%. I like it. I love it. We want some more of it. We want more VRPX today. We want to see penny stocks really start to heat back up so we can rock and roll and get that small account off the ground. And this is the market that we do it. When we have 100, 200, 300% rippers and runners, that's when we see those accounts grow. That's when we see those accounts really start just piling up with amazing profits. And again, it's a little bit on the easier side to trade when the market is extremely hot as well. So I'm excited. I'm personally ready to rock and roll. I'm fired up. How about you guys inside of chat? Who inside of chat is fired up, motivated, excited to take advantage of all of the amazing opportunities in the market today? How about you traders over on YouTube? Who's excited? Who's fired up? And hit me with a big old good morning. Angel, Tracy, Denise, John, Anthony. Good morning. Everybody inside of chat. Catherine, Trader Girl, Beth, Casey, Chris, Corey, Cole. Oh, I can go on and on and on and on. Let's go, K-Glow. Everybody's excited. Everybody is fired up. So traders, we have some stuff to talk about today. Not a lot. Again, when we come into the market, our goal is to identify where the majority of traders are at. If there are 100 traders in the market, where are 70 or 80 of the 100 traders? And right now, it's safe to say that the majority of traders in the market right now are on VRPX. So it's not even a question. This is our number one stock out of the gate, right? This is our number one stock out of the gate today, all right? So now let's just dive into the technicals. We know why it's moving up from yesterday. We know it's a low float play. We know it's trading good volume. Yesterday, it traded 164 million shares. That's substantial. Let's get another hot day today on VRPX. The sky's the limit, guys. The sky's the limit. This is the highest this stock has ever been. Breaking over $39, it has room to 50. Breaking over 50, it has room to 75. Over 75, it has room to 100. Am I saying that's where it's going to go? No, I'm saying that's how high it could go. But again, we have to play it every $5 as well. 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, right? But our key levels, our main strong levels are going to be 50, 75, and 100. Right now, we do have pre-market highs of $39 here on VRPX. But where did we actually tag twice? Right off those candle bodies, right around 38.24. So I'm not looking at a $39 level to start taking profits if I'm in. I'm looking at maybe right around 38. We start breaking over 39, room to 40, room to 45, room to 50. Again, the sky is the limit here on VRPX. Now let's talk about our levels of support. All right, so right now, our next level of support to the downside is going to be right around 30 bucks, right? You got the VWAP, prior high, prior bounce plate, prior retest, prior support, right there around $30. Next, under 30 bucks, where could it go? It could go as low as $28.79. Under $28.79, it could come all the way back down towards around that low from here in pre-market before it really started bouncing back up, right around $26.71. So we got to do the same thing. Continue to look left. Continue to look left and look at all of our levels just in case VRPX starts to sell on off. So we can look for bounce plays. We can look for dip buy opportunities on this low float, extremely volatile stock. You guys are going to see some fun trading from me today. Some fun trading. As volatile as this stock is, as fast as it moves, right? We have some great dip buy opportunities. So large size, scalping. Large size, scalping. And then if we come across an A+ setup, let's rock and roll and get involved with those small accounts and take advantage of those A+ setups. But I like low float, volatile stocks for those quick dip buy opportunities. That is my mindset. That is my approach today here on VRPX. Locking in some consistent base hits, getting in and out, in and out, in and out off the dips. And again, looking to have an amazing day because today's probably the last day on my larger account. Yeah. Good investment opportunity. I can't pass up. I'm guaranteeing myself within the next 90 days a pretty good return on my investment. So I thought about this. Is it something I want to do? Absolutely. It's a great opportunity I can't pass up. And on top of that, I want to get better at scaling. For those of you that have been here since day one, I have struggled, and it's been a challenge to properly scale into larger size, because my goal for 2022 is to hit $250,000. I consistently do over 6 figures. Barely, just slightly, but consistently. I want to get to the next level in my trading career to where I can not just average $500 a day, but average $1,000 a day. That would generate me $250,000 from day trading, and that is my goal coming into 2022. So how am I going to do that? I need to scale into size. I need to be okay with taking bigger losses and being comfortable with that. The only way that I'm going to be comfortable with taking on more risk is if I slowly adapt to bigger risk. Not going from 1,000 shares to 2,000 shares. Not going from 1,000 shares to 5,000 shares. Going from 1,000 to 1,200 to 15 to 17 to 2 to 22 to 25. Little by little by little. And I take this as an amazing opportunity not to get invested with this opportunity, but to also take a step back and work on scaling. So I'm going to reset my account. I'm going to focus on scaling slowly with you guys for that small account. Give me 1 second. My phone says it's overheating, and it was just literally on a charger. Maybe I can't do wireless charging on this anymore. So anyway, yeah, scaling and growing the small accounts, but also getting better at scaling more efficiently and more consistently on my main account. So by time, first of the year's here, I've gotten consistent, confident, and comfortable with going from, again, $500 losses to 1,000 to 2 to 3 to 4, to where eventually I will be comfortable and confident with taking on bigger losses to make bigger profits to get to my 2022 goal of making $250,000 from day trading. So this is going to be fun, not just for you guys to see, but for me to do for myself to get to that next level in my trading career. So today is going to be the last day, and I want to hit it hard while the market's hot. So again, I will not be able to scalp, trade quickly, in and out fast. I'm going to have to be more patient, more disciplined with these A+ setups, even on my larger accounts. And again, I want to get more consistent with slowly scaling into my size to get to that goal. So I'm excited. This should be fun for you guys to watch as well and learn from as well. So not only are we doing a small account challenge with everybody in chat, I'm doing a personal challenge for myself as well. So with that being said, today's going to be fun. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to hit it hard, and let's have a solid, big, profitable day-to-day traders. All right. So again, VRPX, we know how high it could go. We know how low it can go. Clearly, this is our number one stock that we are going to watch right at the start of the day. All right. VRPX. Now, we do have some other stocks to talk about. All right. We have another low float gainer, right? 1.5 million float, low float. On average, trades 3.9 million shares. Today, trading almost 11, currently up 60%. That is ticker PMCB. Why is PMCB moving? There is no news on PMCB, but it is a newer IPO play that's getting some hype, that's getting some attention. It's a low float stock, again, currently up 60%, trading just about 3x on the relative volume. Now, PMCB, if this stock starts to get the attention, if VRPX starts fading and falling and not ripping and running, traders may resort to the next low float stock on the leaderboard. And on top of that, a newer IPO play that has a lot of potential behind it. That's PMCB. PMCB right now has resistance right underneath the IPO low, right there at 657. That is a strong level of resistance. The IPO low, and then it gapped down substantially, right? So where's support? Well, daily support's all the way back down at that spiking high, right there. But we have some better intraday support. It's safe to say that we have some decent support right now, right around that 527, 525 on PMCB. If that level cracks, $5 natural support may hold on up, but if $5 cracks, back down towards around that 445 here on PMCB. As long as we're staying above 5 in that 525, we have room back up to 657. into the IPO close right at $7, and then into the IPO open at 9, and then into the IPO high of 10. Anything over 10, the sky's the limit, right? But again, right now off the bat, if PMCB gets the hype, it gets the majority of traders because VRPX starts fading on off, right? This one has some great opportunity to rip and run all the way towards around $10 here on PMCB. So I want to keep this one on high watch. Again, no news, right? But it's a recent IPO that's getting some attention towards it. It's getting some hype. Actually, hold on. Last night, Pharmasite Biotech, PMCB, released a statement on NASDAQ, uplisting and current business focus. That was yesterday. And what time was that dropped? At 9 a.m. So again, they had an article posted about PMCB. And then again, right around 10:30 PMCB, the next recent IPO runner like FLGC, question mark. I think it's likely tiny market cap. Tweet from Adam Gifford. So again, that could have been creating a little bit of hype with this stock yesterday. And again, this stock was very stagnant until the end of the day. Got a nice little end of day pop up towards around 342. And then this morning, getting even more traction. And right now it's starting to pop. It's starting to rip. It's starting to run here a little bit. So I do want to keep PMCB on high watch. This has a lot of opportunity to the upside. Again, 657, $7, $9, and then $10. Anything over 10, it could hit 15 and 20. The sky is the limit here on PMCB. So this is our number 2 top stock that we're watching right out of the gate. Number 2, PMCB. GLG. GLG this morning has news. TD Holdings Incorporated reports second quarter 2021 financial results. GLG. But here's the thing, traders. GLG, does that look like something you really want to be focused on? Is that something that you want to be focused on? Probably not. Maybe like a back burner play, right? I mean, it's only trading 7 million shares. On average, it trades 4. So it's not even trading 2x, right? We have VRPX trading 2x. We have PMCB trading 3x. This one's barely trading 2x on GLG, and it's a 70 million in float stock. So think about other day traders in the market, other penny stock traders, right? Low float, rip and run. Low float, rip and run. Big spikes, opportunity, a lot of money, right? Oh, look at that. Our top 2 gainers are low float stocks. So why would traders really be interested in piling into GLG at 70 million in flow with not a crazy amount of attention, with very choppy pre-market price action when you have VRPX and PMCB? Does that make sense, guys? Other traders are thinking that. Why would I want to trade GLG when I have VRPX and I have PMCB? Low float, good volume, and a lot of attention, right? So again, GLG, second quarter earnings. GLG could move up today, slow and steady. But with that being said, there's probably not going to be a lot of hype around GLG. So keep GLG on watch over 90 cents, back up towards around those pre-market, post-market highs, right around 107. If you like slow, steady movers, something that's not really going to rip and run, keep this on watch above the 50 SMA, which is right at 90 cents there on the daily chart, which is also that pre-market low, and we're bouncing off of it right now. If you like slow, steady movers, GLG has potential to get towards around 107. And again, second quarter earnings. All right, so that's GLG. Next, we have AZRX. AZRX announces positive top line results from phase 2 trial. I love the press release. I really do. I love press releases when they're talking and releasing and announcing positive top line data from a phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3 trial. So AZRX has really good news. But here's the only problem. 90 million in float. Right, it's a large float play. Slow and steady, but it has good volume. On average, it trades 1.5 million shares. Today, it's trading 16 million shares. So we have substantial volume, right? We have great news. It is a cheap stock, right? It's not going to really take a lot to get this going. It could definitely take on off today. Now, how high could it go, right? Well, right now, I want to see this hold above 70 cents, right? If it cannot hold above 70 cents, we have some room back down towards around 65 and then 61. If we're cracking 70, we're cracking 65. I doubt it does anything today, but keep those levels on watch. Those are your 3 levels of bottom support: 61, 65, and 70. Holding above 70, we can see AZRX back up towards around 80 cents. We could see up towards around 85 and then up towards around 90 and maybe even testing that 200 SMA right around 96 cents. So those are your levels on AZRX. Right now, support 70 cents, 65, and then 61. Holding above 70, we have room to 80, 85, 90, 96 cents, and then possibly $1 there on AZRX. Again, great volume, really good news, larger float play, right? Larger float play, but if you like large float plays because they're slow and steady and easier to manage, they're not going to dump $1, $2 on you in a second, AZRX would be a good candidate. So watch AZRX because it has some of the better news, it has some of the better volume, and it does have some good opportunity to the upside, all right? And then lastly, I want to talk about ALF. All right, ALF was a runner yesterday. This stock went from around $6.65 all the way up towards around $10 at the close, hitting pre-market highs of $11.23. So we already know where it could go. It can go back up towards around $11, right? And we have $10 support. So let's see if this stock can trade above 10. If ALF can trade above 10 today, we have some opportunity to 11. Anything over $11, we have some room up towards around 12 and then up towards around $13.79. If we're cracking below $10, our next best level of support is off of yesterday's pullback low, right around $8.75. I would just call it $8.75. It's actually $8.82, but $8.75 with penny stocks is a very key level. For some reason, $8.75 is just a key level of resistance and a key level of support. So I would say $8.75 is your next best level of support if we cannot hold and trade above $10 on ALF. So again, watch ALF, back burner sleeper play. I'm pretty sure ALF is a lower float stock as well. Right now, it is gapping down just slightly. So where is ALF on our gap down list? Because it is gapping down. It closed at 1014. It's at 996. So it's barely gapping down. So it's got to be right here somewhere. And again, we could always go to Yahoo Finance and look at the flow. I was just trying to see if I could see it right here on the down gapper list, ALF, just to get an idea of what that float is, but I don't see it. I don't see it. So again, ALF, keep it on watch. It is a back burner play if we start to see these other top 2 gainers fade on off. I'm going to go ahead and look up the float real quick here on ALF. I'm just curious. ALF yesterday was about 48 million shares traded. Right now, we are not really trading all that much volume, like literally nothing. Float on ALF is 4 million. So it is another low float play that did rip and did run a little bit yesterday. Again, from around 670 all the way to 10. This could definitely be a back burner sleeper play. We start to see VRPX not moving and fading, PMCB not moving, fading on off. Traders could definitely resort back to ALF as it was one of our top gainers yesterday. ALF closed up 40% on the day. Number 2 on our prior day movers. VRPX was number 1. ALF was number 2. So if we start to see VRPX fade and we start to see PMCB fade, traders may resort back to another top gainer from yesterday. It is a low float stock that could definitely take on off, that has some great opportunity to the upside. So ALF, back burner sleeper play, just in case we start to see that shift of buyers from VRPX and PMCB over to one of these other back burner plays. Again, AZRX, ALF, and possibly GLG. So 5 stocks that I'm watching in penny stock land today. Right now, we have a lot of attention. We have a lot of activity. 80% of my focus today is going to be trading penny stocks, growing those small accounts, identifying great trades and rocking and rolling, and then managing our swing trades. Swing trade on AMD. swing trade on Apple, managing those trades and making sure that we're still good as we're looking for a swing in the next week. I mean, personally, me, I was taking those for next week on AMD and in Apple. All right, so right now, that's what I have for you guys. It is about 9:17 in the market. What are you guys looking at? Do we have any questions, comments, concerns inside the chat or over on YouTube? Tracy, can you give me a quick explanation of flow versus volume? Do you mean floats, F-L-O-A-T, floats? Or are you actually meaning flow? Because I would be a little confused. What drawing tool makes the dotted green price lines? That is my price level tool, right? So on TD Ameritrade, that is a price level tool that I have edited the properties and I changed the style. So I just edited the style. I saved that as my default. Personal preference, that's the way I like my support and resistance areas to be drawn up on the chart. So again, it's just a price level tool that I've edited the style, saved as default, and that's what it looks like when I plot my levels of support and resistance. So float. Yeah, Tracy, that's going to be float. F-L-O-A-T. The float is the amount of shares that are available for us retail traders to trade. So when you see a 2 million in float stock, that means there's 2 million shares available to be traded. And when there's a lot of demand, volume, right? When there's a lot of volume, when there's a lot of demand, we go through that float over and over and over. That's rotating the float, right? The float's being rotated. And the lower the float, the less shares in circulation with higher demand. That's when we see some crazy spikes. That's when we can see $2, $3, $4 spikes. But we could also see $2, $3, $4, $5 dumps. So when we're looking at float, the lower the float, the bigger the spike, the bigger the rip. The larger the float, right, like 90 million, right, there's now 90 million shares in circulation, 90 million shares for us to trade. It takes a lot more demand to really start to see that stock take on off. So the lower the float, the bigger the spikes and the bigger the rips. The larger the float, the slower and steadier that stock moves, right? And 90 million float stock is not going to move like a 2 million in float stock. A 2 million in float stock could rip $1 in a second. A 90 million in float stock probably rip in 20 cents in a minute, right? So you see the difference? Low float, big spikes, large float, slow, steady movement. And again, volume's important. Volume is really just demand, right? If we look at, VRPX, there's been 12 million shares traded. That tells me there's a lot of traders on VRPX, right? There's a lot of demand. There's a lot of interest on VRPX. Now we say, whoa, there's a low float stock. With that much demand, that much volume, we could see this low float stock really spike and really rip and run to the upside. But also keep in mind, the lower the float, the bigger the dumps as well. Just because it could rip $5 to the upside, you got to think it could drop $5 to the upside as well. So low float stocks classified as high risk, high reward, right? If you want to classify this as into like a risk reward, a low float stock would be considered a high reward, high risk. A large float stock would be considered a low risk, moderate reward, right? It's going to be slow and steady, easier to manage that trade. Absolutely, Tracy. Absolutely. Carlos, what moving averages do you use for day trading? So I use the 9 EMA, and another popular one that I don't use is the 20 EMA. Those are the two most popular EMAs that day traders use. The 9 EMA, which is my blue line, and then a 20 EMA, which I don't use. And then I use the VWAP. What would be a good entry on PMCB? Right now, it's a little too early to tell, right? We have resistance at 657. We have support at 527. So right now, to resistance, that's about 72 cents. To support, that's about 67 cents. I call this the uncertainty zone. It's right in the middle of support and resistance. Could it spike to resistance? Absolutely. Could it drop on off to support? Absolutely. It's right there in the middle of support and resistance. I call it the uncertainty zone. We really don't know which way it's going to go, right? So right now, I can't say, hey, that's a good buy. I don't see any technical setup. I don't see any pattern. I don't see any reason to really get involved with PMCB. The only thing that I can do right now is say, hey, we have bottom support at 527. Now we have to wait to see a setup occur at or near that bottom level support to give us high probabilities that the stock is going to move back to the upside. So again, 527 support, below 527, $5, below $5, 445, right? We just have to wait for a setup, something that gives us high probabilities of being right versus being wrong. And then we have resistance at 657 and then $7. Anything over 7, this thing can rip and run the 9. So for instance, I'm going to walk you through a little example. Let's say you're looking at PMCB. Right? Let's say we're looking at PMCB. Say it opens, it pulls back, you're not in, and let's say it rips and breaks over 7. Right? And you're waiting. And it pulls back to 7 and bounces, and then starts to break back up. That could be a great entry right there. Stops underneath that level of support for the next leg to the upside. So again, we have to have a setup, right? It has to occur at or near a level of support. So again, that could be something that you see. Or let's see, we have this open up, it spiked to 650 and start downtrending. It's downtrending, right? And let's say it comes down and bounces off support, and you see like maybe a little bit of this downtrend, right? And then it starts breaking the downtrend. That again would signal an entry, stops below support, and you look to take it back to the upside. So again, right now, we don't really have anything clear as day. We don't have any real good technical setup on PMCB. So all we have to do is identify our levels of support and resistance, wait for a setup to occur at or near that level of support and resistance, then go ahead and plan a trade for that move. But right now, there is nothing on PMCB. The only thing I can say is here's support, here's resistance. Now we wait for a setup. The setups that we teach you guys inside the chat, the setups that we talk to you guys about over the free live streams as well, right? Could be a sell-off, and it could be a red to green move, right? You could see something like that, right? If the stock opens red and starts pulling back on less volume and it starts the U shape, you could look to take that for a red to green move, right? Maybe the stock does that. Maybe the stock opens and then pushes all the way up into resistance. Maybe a panic pop and short it back to the downside, right? Maybe the stock opens up and you have a washout long opportunity where the stock opens, washes out right to support, and then bounces back up. Maybe a washout long. Again, there's all of these strategies, all of these techniques, all of these patterns, right? That we need to wait for them to actually set on up before we can actually execute upon a trade. So right now it's a game of being patient and waiting for that opportunity to present itself. Then we attack and then we make some profits in the market. Right now, my number one stock that I'm watching out of the gate, obviously VRPX. Amy, KXIN. As long as KXIN is below that 200 SMA, I wouldn't touch it. Right? Look at how many times it's tried to get above the 200 SMA. 1, 2, 3. 3 different times it's gotten rejected. Right? As long as it's below the 200 SMA, I'm not touching it. Now, if we actually break above the 200 SMA and we're trading above that 325, then yeah, we have some room to 345 on KXIN. We have room up towards around 385 and possibly even $4. But right now, as long as it's below the 200 SMA, I personally would not be touching it. Do I think VRPX is going to wash out at the open? Well, let's go ahead and think about it from a trader mindset. All right. There are traders that swung the stock, right? We saw a nice little pop in today. It consolidated, it ramped up. There are traders that are swing trading VRPX, right? The stock is gapping up 100%. If I was swing trading the stock and I was waiting until the open to take profit, that's what I would do. So with that mindset of, okay, there's probably a lot of people swing trading the RPX, or a lot of people in and post market that are currently up 60, 80, 100%, right? If I was up 100%, I'm taking profit. If you were up 100%, you'd be taking profit. So the big picture from a psychological standpoint is there'll probably be a little bit of profit taking at the start. Possibly, right? And if we see that profit taking, right, that would be a washout long, right? Washing out all the swing traders, and then professionals, dip buyers looking to buy the dip for the washout long. So with that being said, I would say the washout long down towards around 26.75. So if we open up at 30 and we start to see it get hit really hard at the open, I could see the bottom in the dip and where traders start to move in right around 26.75. But what is this doing out of pre-market? It's kind of flagging a little bit, right? Not really flagging, but it's consolidating out of pre-market. Lower highs, higher lows. When we see a stock flagging or consolidating out of pre-market, we sometimes see gap and goes, where the stock opens and then just boom, rips and runs to the upside, breaking over those pre-market highs and going on a big time move to the upside. So again, if we start to see it cracking and selling on off, wash out long at 26.75. If we see the gap and go, we just have to wait for the stock to settle the bottom to give us some kind of confirmation to take it long. But if we wash out, I would be looking for a washout long at 26.75. If it's a gap and go and it starts squeezing, I'd be waiting for the first pullback to go long for that next leg up here on VRPX. Oh, it said, why do I think? I thought you said, do you think? That's my bad. I was talking about the RPX. That was a question. It wasn't a question. That was a statement. I misread your statement. I thought it was a question. So right now, team, we have about 20 seconds until the market opens. So right now, PMCB, definitely on watch, throwing that off to the side, PMCB. And then right now, throwing BRPX. TD took it off my my watch list again. Going to a 1-minute chart. So good. VRPX down towards around that 2671 for a little bit of a washout long. Right now, the halt level to the downside is 2732. So it would get halted to the downside. It would get halted to the downside at 2671. So I wouldn't be looking for a 2671 washout because it would get halted. All right, scanners are up. My beautiful face is gone. You guys have the scanners now. We're all set, ready to rock and roll. If you want to watch the stream via our private link, there's a direct link for you guys. But again, good morning. Welcome. Let's get fired up. Let's have an awesome day. Let's make some big time profits, guys. Again, currently up 883. So not a bad way to start the day. So PMCB back up off that 657 resistance. Looking for a pullback, maybe a higher low U-shaped break over that level. What's up, kiddo? All right, guys. So right now, PMCB breaking over the 657. Next level of resistance is $7. They're on PMCB. Apple got a really strong pop right there out of the gate. AMD with a little bit of a pop out of the gate. Again, this one's still looking good for that swing trade. So again, AMD is a daily setup, a daily technical setup. Looking at that double bottom, looking for this to start getting some great action today, to start getting that leg up. We have 115 calls for next week. Right now, again, just AMD's looking fine. Apple's looking fine. Right now, we're still good on those. I do have some option plays that I want to watch today as well, but again, we'll look at those probably 15 to 20 minutes in. Right now, our focus is on VRPX, and our focus is there on PMCB. How's GLG doing? Below the 90. If it regains 90, it could definitely be a good long to $1. So if GLG regains 90, could definitely be a great long to $1. AZRX, again, we want to see this holding above 70 cents. It has room to 81. But right now, the top two plays, PMCB and VRPX. Looking for PMCB to pull back and then look for that entry. Do we have a trend line here on PMCB? All right, can we connect a little bit of an uptrend right here on PMCB? Not the greatest trend line in the world. Maybe we'll run it right here and just see if that's a validated trend line that traders are looking at. But what I'm seeing is just that prior level of resistance right around 6 for a pullback. Maybe one big, cup and handle formation here on PMCB. So definitely keeping PMCB on high watch off to the side. But right now I'm looking at VRPX, my bad. Right now, halt level to the downside on this stock is, it's getting close, guys. It's getting close. 2704. 2704 is the halt level. So right now, it's getting pretty close. Right now, we're not touching VRPX. We're letting it calm down a little bit. Right now, it's a little wild. Right now, it's all over the place. PMCB is getting some action towards it, but again, we need a little bit more of a pullback. We have a lot of resistance at that 660. Now it's selling off pretty aggressively. 3 bars across the top. There is a pullback coming on up. And again, let's see if the pullback's going to occur at 6 or down towards around that 525. Right now, we're probably going to get halted on this play. 2677 is the halt level. 2677 is the halt level right now on PMCB. So I like both VRPX and PMCB. I like both. So I'm just still sitting back and waiting for one of these two plays to set on up. I need to get my small account open on Webull. Let's go ahead and get that small account open just in case we do run across a good opportunity. Go ahead and get this all rocking and rolling real quick. And we'll switch the layout to equities. PMCB has a lot of upper shadows, a lot of resistance. I'm still waiting on PMCB. I'm not taking this for a breakout. I want to see a little bit more of a pullback first. Right now, VRPX. What do we really have on this play? We have a downtrend that we can run on it. I mean, at least put the downtrend, see if it's respected. But I do notice that we have a big uptrend from yesterday on PMCB, right? So we have this massive uptrend that we connected here in pre-market. So we could run this uptrend out to the right. And if we ever come down to this uptrend and we see that it's holding, that could be an area to get involved with this. And we do have a decent little uptrend on the play. Right around there would be the best place to plot that. So again, if it does continue to crack on down, we do have support at 24, and we have the uptrend right around 24 as well. That's still pretty far away. That's still about $5 away. Right now, we're just watching. Right now, we're not touching. We're watching. Looking to see where the best opportunity is. We need a good setup. Yesterday, we had an amazing setup on VRPX, right? We nailed the initial flag. Boop. We nailed the downtrend break. Boop. We nailed that downtrend break, and we nailed the cup and handle on this play. So there was 4 amazing setups yesterday on VRPX. So again, now we just got to be patient and wait for more good setups on this play to get involved. That's what I'm talking about, Casey. That's what I'm talking about. We already got some profits early in the day. Get those profits in profits chat. Right now, we're sitting back, being patient, waiting for the best of the best. Here we go. PMCB just broke on out. PMCB getting halted to the upside. That's great, because now what? Where's the room? $9. We have room to $9 over 7. So now we got a clean break over 7, halted to the upside, $7 support. I'm bullish over 7. As long as this one's staying above $7, we have a lot of room to 9. So again, I'm looking to see what we look like out of the halt and maybe start a little position on PMCB with the small account. So let's just get PMCB up and loaded, and we are just simply going to wait for this to open up, see where it pulls back, maybe $7, right? Maybe back into that level of resistance at 680. Either way, I think we have some good opportunity on PMCB. Either way, I think we have some good opportunity there on PMCB. We're watching that. I know someone were asking about AMC. AMC, I think today's going to be like a retest day. I'd expect to see AMC retesting that 20 EMA. The 20 EMA had been pretty good resistance over the last few weeks, couple months. We just broke above the 20 EMA yesterday, so I would expect to see maybe a retest of the 20 EMA today, show some strength above that level, then we start taking on off. So today would be more of a sit back and watch kind of day there on AMC to see if it holds above that level. There's AZRX 70 to 80. So there was a quick little trade there above 70 on AZRX. GLG's regaining 90 cents, ladies and gentlemen. So again, anything over 90 cents on GLG is bullish up towards around that $1 mark. So again, you're talking like 10% to the upside. Breaking over $1, it does have room to 107 on GLG. PMCB halted at 938.35. We're looking for this to go live at 9:43. So we still have about 3 more minutes to go there on PMCB. And look at that. VPRX just got halted to the upside as well. So right now we have 2 of our top gainers currently halted to the upside. We can bring up one of these levels right into the halt level. And let's see if this thing can gap up and hold its gains. Again, this one has room to 33.55 and then room to 38 here on the VRPX. Yeah, PMCB, halt strategy, absolutely. On the main account, halt strategy. PMCB, depending on how we gap up. Right now, I'm seeing bids at like 760. We may have a nice little gap up here. This one would need to gap up at least 750. I'd like to see at least a 20-cent gap up out of this play, followed by that washout, go long for the next leg to the upside, maybe even getting halted for the second time. This thing has room all the way up towards around $9. So right now, PMCB will be live at 9:43.35. We have about a minute 30 to go there on PMCB 943.35, and then VRPX was halted about 938.35. PMCB. What time was VPRX? 9:35:35. So that'll be live at 9:44. So about a minute after PMCB. So we'll have enough time on PMCB and then switch our attention back over to VRPX for that possible halt strategy. But I like PMCB a little bit better for the halt strategy. Again, wanting to see it gapping up over 750. We'll be live in about a minute here on PMCB, guys. Be live in about 1 minute. And the YouTube stream will be down in the next 3 minutes. So any final questions, comments, concerns, now is the time to ask. What does it mean when it's halted? So this is a halt due to volatility. It moved up too quick, too fast. Halted due to volatility because, again, it's moving up too fast. So that's a halt. SESN on Friday was halted pending news. News dropped. Stock gapped down. So, again, you have multiple different types of halts. The ones that we see most of the time intraday in the market, 80% of the time are halts due to volatility. Ah, shit, that was a late fill. I'm out. That was a late fill, but I'm out. $133, $135. That was a very late fill there on PMCB, but I went ahead and I got out. I got out quick. I mean, it could have been more profitable. I wasn't willing to chance it. So again, a quick $100 on the halt strategy. Let's take our attention back over to VRPX. Right now, VRPX for that halt strategy, I wouldn't go too aggressive on size, probably like 250 shares. This one will be live here in about 30 seconds. Now, on a stock of this price, want to see the gap up maybe like 30, 40 cents, right? Maybe somewhere like right around 32, 40-ish for a gap up. Right now, I have 32. So it doesn't look like it's going to gap up significantly. On a stock of this price, I'd want to see 40 to 50 cents a gap. 40 to 50 cents of a gap up. PMCB just tore. Oh my gosh. If you guys got the halt strategy and you held it, awesome job. I was in a little too late, and I wasn't comfortable holding it. Right now, VRPX didn't really gap up, so I'm not too interested in this play right now. I hope it squeezes, I hope it rips, and I hope it runs. But right now, I'm not a buyer. Right? Because it didn't gap up the way I wanted to gap up. This is the halt strategy, guys. This is the halt strategy where you get that gap up. What did we get? We got our gap up above 750. It washed out right to the halt level. Got a late fill, but then it squeezed all the way to 850. I mean, you could have taken $1 a share on PMCB off the halt strategy. This was a textbook halt strategy on PMCB. VRPX, when we don't have a substantial gap up in that quick sell-off to get the fill, they typically crack below and fade a little bit. So right now, that's why I didn't take the VRPX, because we didn't gap up. I mean, we actually gapped down a little bit there, didn't we? We actually gapped down a little bit. That was a market order on PMCB. That was a market order on PMCB. So let's wait for this to come down and level and form some support. I am definitely looking for some good small account trades. VRPX is getting some hype right now, guys. This one's a big time mover today. This one could definitely rip and run. Just trying to nail an entry for the small account. Really just trying to figure out where the best of the best entry is for that small account. And I want to get something going. Small account, I'd only be able to get about 150 shares, but we're looking for some big time moves today out of this stock. Over 39, it has a lot of room to 50. Waiting for a maybe 2 candle pullback. You know, give us a nice little healthy pullback on decreased volume, and then I'll look to get a little position on VRPX on the small account. But again, I want to see a nice healthy pullback first on VRPX. So how do you know when the halt's going to end? 80% of the time when a stock is halted due to volatility, it's halted for 5 minutes. So I just look at the last order on the time in sales and look at the time, and then it's going to be exactly 5 minutes later. Sometimes it's a 10 or even a 20-minute halt, but most of the time it's going to be a 5-minute halt, and that's when it's going to resume. Everybody's like, don't go, don't go. Well, I have to give my undivided attention to everybody inside of chat. So if you guys want to continue getting the live stream, live commentary, daily lessons, Q&A, one-on-one mentorship sessions, video lessons library with over 100 lessons in our on-demand video lessons library, go ahead and jump on over to alphadaytrading.com. Go ahead and sign up, join the team, and continue working with us each and every day. The market's hot. You do not want to miss out. How many traders so far today are currently locking in profits? Casey, what are we looking at today, my man? If you don't mind me asking, what are we looking at? But yesterday we had a $1,300 trade on a small account. My goodness, $60, $500, $1,000, $5,000 inside a chat. I mean, guys, profits chat's always stacked. Look at that. $1,000 yesterday. $1,200 for me. 62, 500, 1,000, 1,200, $6,000. My goodness, profits chat is always on fire. So again, the goal is to come in the chat, have some fun, learn, and make some money to pay that membership, right? And then still stack and still grow that account. Look at Casey, $350 on his small account. Right? If Casey's first day was the day $350 minus 120, Mr. Casey over here still walking away with $230 on the day, and that's just day one of being inside a chat. So again, the goal is to come in, learn, right? Get that value, get that education, pay that membership, have some fun, trade with a family of professional traders. Again, take that trading to the next level, guys, and grow those accounts. So it's 9:49. Normally we end the stream at 9:30. Oh my gosh, bro, just made $48.90 on PMCB. Let's go ahead and clap there a little bit. Let's go ahead and clap. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. We go live every single morning, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock a.m. until 9:30 when the market opens. Then I shut down the free stream. Give my undivided attention to everybody inside of chat. Sergeant Willie YP, $250 out of the gate. He is new to chat. He won the giveaway, I'm pretty sure. That's Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. Won the giveaway last week. Joining chat, currently locking in $250 in the first 20 minutes of the market. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we do here inside of chat each and every day. Have fun, learn, get that education, and then guess what? Make some profits as well. If you guys want to join, look us up. AlphaDayTrading.com, guys. I'll go ahead and drop a link real quick before we end the stream. AlphaDayTrading.com. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email me anytime. Josh@AlphaDayTrading.com. Again, our website, Alpha Day Trading. Our chat room hosted on AlphaDayTrading.com. No Zoom, no Slack, no Discord. Everything done right here inside of chat every single day. So once again, traders, congratulations. Way to crush it. Way to rock and roll. You know what we're looking at. You know the game plan, and you know how to take advantage of this opportunity in this hot market. Be smart, trade safe, lock in some great profits, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or I will see you guys inside of the Alpha Day Trading chat room. Have a great day, traders. Again, lock in some great profits, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. So again, this is why we don't trade a lot of breakouts, guys. Why we don't trade breakouts. I mean, this stock just got slammed back to the downside. PMCB still kind of just shopping around here a little bit, just shopping around. GLG not doing too much, but we had AZRX hit. So far we had the halt strategy on PMCB. That was a wiener. We had AZRX above 70. That was a wiener. GLG off 90. That would have been a small stop out. So that was a loser. So far, that is 2 for 3. That is 66% on those calls. So not too shabby. AZRX was good. Team CB off the halt strategy. And I don't think we alerted anything on VRPX. No, we haven't. Because VRPX right now is still needing to set up for us. Exactly. This stock was strong yesterday. Ripping to the upside, pulling back. Ripping to the upside, pulling back. As long as it holds the higher lows and higher highs, and as long as it holds this uptrend, I will take this long as possible. I will take it long as possible.